Italian food, we're talking real Italian food, is all about simplicity. Take great ingredients, cook them simply, and let the natural flavors shine.
Start to plate up a pork chop. Give that to me in 2 minutes, please.
And that's the way Chef Taylor Naples approaches his cuisine at Terra, a beautifully understated, rustic Italian restaurant in Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Terra means land or earth in Italian, and we really let the land or the earth tell us what we should be cooking, whether it's the field, the pasture, or the ocean. And what we do is we try to take the best of ingredients that are available to us locally and just do as little to it as possible, and hopefully cook it as best as we can.
Taylor grew up in an Italian family. He got his culinary degree at Johnson & Wales, worked as a chef in New York for a decade, and when he and his wife decided to move to the South Shore, Taylor knew this region was ready for a different kind of restaurant, focusing on seasonal ingredients and wood-fired cooking.
So we have a large 7.5-foot Renato oven. There's no gas, it's simply all powered by wood. Really get this thing going. So we usually start a fire at about 10 o'clock in the morning, allowing the oven to slowly reach the temperature between 700 and 800 degrees. It's not as simple as turning on a knob and turning off a knob. You really have to build it up, you have to work with it, and nurture it, and breathe life into the fire. There's a romantic aspect of watching an open kitchen, having a fire going, smelling that aroma, also hearing your food being prepared. Everything that we cook in the oven is cooked in a cast iron pan, which will really allow us to get a good crust or char on the outside. It's almost like grilling year-round.
In fact, it's even better than grilling. Just check out the crackly skin on the marinated wood-roasted half chicken. There's a perfectly cooked pork chop sweetened up with pineapple chutney, a hugely delicious wood-roasted veal, beef, and pork meatball, swordfish with roasted fingerling potatoes and artichokes, even an exceptionally marbled 22-day aged bone-in ribeye steak served with hen of the woods mushrooms and char-roasted shallots. Terra's starters are a study in simplicity, like a fresh arugula salad dressed with Parmesan and lemon vinaigrette, creamy burrata cheese over eggplant caponata, and classic bruschetta served on thick-cut country toast.
We have one which is a broccoli rabe bruschetta. The broccoli rabe is blanched and then dressed in a lemon and oregano vinaigrette. The second one is a roasted red pepper and ricotta bruschetta. The peppers are roasted in the wood fire oven and then marinated with a little bit of balsamic vinegar and some extra virgin olive oil, served on top of local ricotta.
After that, a pasta course is definitely recommended here, featuring an ever-changing lineup of handmade noodles, sauces, and toppings that range from the trendy to the traditional, like the spaghetti carbonara.
Our carbonara is done traditionally, where we use egg yolks, Parmesan cheese, pancetta in place of guanciale, a little bit of cracked black pepper. You get a little bit of saltiness from the pancetta, you get nice richness from the eggs and the cheese, and a little bit of heat from the black pepper.
Perhaps the most visually stunning pasta is the spinach tagliatelle, with vibrant green noodles, preserved lemon, local blue crab meat, and a touch of mint. But in terms of sheer sensory bliss, the bolognese might be even better.
Our bolognese is, again, veal, beef, and pork, which is a traditional Italian style. Ours is rooted from the south, where food's a little bit lighter. We use white wine as opposed to red wine, which some recipes call for. We braise it on a stovetop in a large pot for 7 hours. It's a nice, rich sauce. Tastes like Sunday dinner.
There aren't any sundaes served for dessert, but you can get some creamy Italian gelato or an even creamier panna cotta with aged balsamic on top. And if you put this kind of food in such an historic setting, it's easy to see why customers think Terra is terrific.
This is an old rope factory that was built in the mid-1800s, so there's high ceilings, there's a good amount of brick, there's exposed ductwork, and it really has a large industrial feel. We kept as many elements as we could from the original space. We have some lights above our bar that date back to the original factory floor. Plymouth is really ready for something different, and I've been fortunate enough to have a very great career in New York, and I'm here now because you can come right down to Plymouth and get something that you would see in Boston or New York City or Chicago or San Francisco.